little artist. In this video I'm going to show you how to draw a camper, and then we're going to practice our watercolor techniques when we are painting the trees and all of the details in our picture. This camper can be a regular camper or it could be decorated for the upcoming holidays. For this project you will need a pencil, eraser, watercolors, different size brushes, water, and paper. Watercolor paper is best, but a thicker paper will work well. We will begin by drawing the bottom of the camper. You can see that this is going to take up most of the page. Keep in mind that while you are drawing, you need to draw lightly. This is so that when you need to erase, it's easy to erase, but also so when you paint, you don't see your lines through your paint. We're going to create a rounded top for our camper, so you can see I turned my paper so it's easy for me to create a curve, and the curve goes all the way around to the other side. Now I've added a curve for the fender. You'll see in just a moment I'm going to go back and erase that extra line after I complete the fender. Next I'm going to draw the half a circle to create the tire. Drawing a rectangle here, nice and tall, for the door. Then I'm adding a frame to the door. The trailer hitch and the stand to balance the camper. Now that my camper is complete, I'm going to start adding some details like the hubcap and the window. In just a moment you'll see there are many options for the window. You can choose which one you would like, or you could put a couple of things together. I would not draw a huge tree because I don't think a huge tree would fit in a camper, but it is your choice. It's your camper, your design. If you don't want it to be decorated for Christmas, it does not have to be. It is your choice. I even chose to decorate the door. I even added a step. Your camper can be one color, it could be two colors, or it could be three colors. You'll see that I drew a line at the top and a line at the bottom to separate my camper into three different stripes or different colors. You can see that I did a lot of erasing, trying to keep my work neat as I go. And then next thing is to add some snow on either side of this camper to show that it is sitting in the snow. If you would like to decorate your camper for Christmas, you could add some flags, some Christmas lights, or even some little tangled up Christmas lights. To draw the Christmas lights, start with the string first, and then add a square and a bulb for each little light. If you choose to add lights, keep them kind of big because when we're painting, it will be really hard to paint real small things. Now that I've completed my drawing, I'm going to make sure I have everything ready to paint. I'm going to make sure I have watercolors, paintbrushes of different sizes, water, and paper towels in case I make a mess. To make these paints work, you have to add water. If you want your color to be bright or darker, you rub the paint cake more. If you want it to be lighter, you don't use as much color, you use more water. This project has a lot of little spaces. For little spaces, you use the smaller brushes. You also want to make sure that with watercolors, when you're painting small spaces, that you don't use too much water. You don't want your brush dripping. That's why you will see as I paint, I drag my brush across the cup of water edge. Before we go any further, I'm going to show you how to paint a tree. You'll see that I painted the tree trunk first, just a straight line down, and then I will go back and add little branches. The little branches curl just slightly. You don't want to leave too much space between them. You kind of want to fill them in. And you'll also notice that as I start, my color is darker, and as I paint a little, they get lighter. You want some darker branches and some lighter branches. Trees can also be all different sizes. You can have skinny trees, thick trees, thin trees. There's many options, so all of your trees do not have to look the same. As you continue painting, just remember, you may want to work in one area and then as it dries, work in a different area. You don't want all of your areas to be wet side by side. Your colors could bleed or run into the other colors. I painted all of my large spaces first, and then I went back and painted my smaller spaces. I painted a blue line under the camper to create a little bit of a shadow, and then I kind of rubbed in the blue so that it would look like a light shadow. And then when I painted the sky, I was just very careful to get as close to the trees as I possibly could. Once I was done painting, I let my camper dry. Once my painting was dry, I went back with a Sharpie and filled in the ends of my light bulbs. Once they were done, I went back and used a drawing pen to outline all of my lines. I hope you enjoyed this project. If you're interested in seeing some of my other drawing lessons, please look at my YouTube channel. I have a lot of different options.